This is D&D on the Farm RPG. I am once again the Dungeon Master, Belogan. We have our full cast of players tonight, starting with Cole.
Hello, I am Cole, playing Kakusho, who is a bronze Dragonborn Ranger.
Dragonborn who might not have a breath weapon. We haven't seen it yet. To be determined. We also have Augie.
Hi, I'm Augie, playing Astley, the Jingle Gnome.
And lastly, we have Boobun.
Hi, I'm Boobun. I'm playing Spectre, the Rebexi Rogue. Ready to stab.
Picking up our story, we ended last session after our adventurers had returned from scouting out the Kobold stronghold up in Mount Bannon, where they are hoarding corn that they have stolen. They have a priestess that is preparing some kind of sacrifice where they hope to resurrect this pile of dragon bones that they have assembled to take the form of their deity. They found Agaz, was the original Agaz. Automaton was also captured by these kobolds, and they were tinkering with him. And they freed Kevin, who was the engineer of the very first cart of corn that had been stolen. Upon return, there was some discussion about what to do. Kevin vehemently wanted revenge, and he wanted these kobolds wiped out. He was kind of dismissed. Jill is trying to figure out how to not come out of this on a huge negative. She's already paid quite a bit to have a shipment of corn protected, had one stolen, and now it's being told she can offer more corn or continue to buy bodyguards. She's not thrilled with her options. And Lauren just kind of listened in and was listening to what's going on and thinking about what might be a good course of action. With that, everybody decided to part for the night. Jill wanted to go talk to Beatrix. And the following evening was the plan to have everybody meet together again, discuss if you discovered anything, made any decisions, and then make a plan of action. Granted, not everybody has to act in unison or along the same plan necessarily. Everyone can do what they want. There is no mayor to tell them what to do. With that, our adventurers have gone back to the Firewares Adventures Guild to take a rest. And doing so has brought some benefits. Our characters have all leveled up. So for Spectre and Kakusha, that means hitting level 3, where they get to pick an archetype. And Astley, with the amazing dice rolls, has hit level 4, meaning that there is a serious dilemma in what to choose. Do you take a feat? Do you take a stat increase? It's a lot to think about. So let's take just a moment and go over what we did for our levels, and let's do this in reverse order of our introduction. So we'll start with Booba and what happens with Spectre at level 3.
So at level 3, she gets her archetype, which I picked Arcane Trickster, just because I think since she was she was like a ward of a wizard for a while before she like started fully roguing. So I figure she may know a couple little tricks. So she got a couple of spells with that, mostly cantrips. So she got I think, let me look at it. It was 3 cantrips, one of which had to be Mage Hand. I picked Blade Ward for one of the other ones and Poison Spray for one of the other ones. And I got to pick 3 spells, but I only have level 1 spells, but I only have 2 slots. So I picked Jump, Witch Bolt, and Shield for my 3 level 1 spells to choose through. So mostly I wanted to grab some stuff that was a little bit more protection based, because Spectre's a little squishy still. So Blade Ward and Shield are both just like self spells that can, protect her a little bit in case she's going to get a hard hit.
Fantastic. I think Will Nye, the wizard guy, would be very proud of Spectre finally following in his footsteps.
Good old Willie. Yeah. He taught her a few things. She didn't learn that great. That's why she's only an arcane trickster. So
next, let's come to the person who had the most difficult decisions to make. Augie, what's going on with Astley?
At level 4, I could either take an ability score improvement or a feat, and I did not have a lot of notice on this level up. So I went back and forth for a while between the feats, and for now, I just took the ability score improvement, and that may or may not change later.
So you bumped both your charisma and wisdom up to 16, which I think that's a great move. The charisma, especially being your primary stat for your spell casting modifiers, bumps up the effectiveness of a lot of your spells and gives you +3 instead of +2 on all your skills that are based off of intelligence and charisma as well.
Sure does.
All right. And then last we have Cole. What's going on with Kakusho?
Well, lots of fun archetype options, but just went with something maybe a little bit boring, but I think it kind of fits more with Kakusho's backstory of sort of wandering around before finally finding the town of Redbrook and settling down here at the Firewire Adventure News Guild. So I chose the Hunter archetype and chose Horde Breaker, which I guess was a little controversial, but it seemed pretty cool to attack multiple enemies coming at me. So I went with that one.
Kakusho has sparred off with 2 or 3 enemies at once, more than once now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that'll change in the future, but just going off past experiences, it would have been nice. So maybe that'll be the case in the future as well.
So at level 3, Rangers pick up also an additional first level spell slot and 1 more known spell. Did you pick another spell for Kakusho?
So it's one of those Primeval Awareness, and I did not pick another one yet.
Yeah, so that's an ability, but then you have a spell as well.
Okay.
That you pick up.
All right,
the Ranger list.
Spell will to be determined. I will take a look. But notably, I did roll a lovely 9 to increase my hit point maximum up to 26 now.
Yeah, Rangers do have some pretty good unique spells in their repertoire. So we'll let you look over those. If you need a recommendation, we can do that off air.
I mean, if you have a recommendation, that would be lovely. I'm looking though.
All right. So, Kusha, what you did take so far, if we look at your sheet, because I actually don't remember what you took for spells. You took
the Alarm and Cure Wounds. Yeah.
For me, Hunter's Mark is a go-to spell I always get for Rangers. I really like Goodberry, just because it's like a never going to starve spell. Hunter's Mark, you use a bonus action, mark enemies, and you do extra damage whenever you hit them. If you're shooting a bow a lot, Ensnaring Strike is decent as well. So just a couple options. But for me, like and Hail of Thorns is good too if you're using a bow. But for me, Hunter's Mark is kind of like the go-to thing. If you're a ranger, it's almost assumed you're going to have that.
All right, well, I can go with that.
You have to. Not that you have to.
No, it seems like a good one. All right. Then yes, I will learn the spell Hunter's Mark.
All right, there we have it. Kakusho has been bullied by the DM into taking the spell that's class appropriate. We'll see if he uses his breath weapon one day. All right. You have the following morning. Is there any business that you would like to attend to before the meeting with Jill and Lauren tonight?
I don't have nothing. I'm good.
I guess I'll just kind of...
Go check your mailbox.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a good idea, huh?
Check the mail.
Do we have any mail?
You do. There is a new letter that's come in. And
oh, man. Hope it's not that guy again that we killed his rats.
Ashley rushes to the mailbox.
And checks it out. All right, now we're going to have the debate. Is it Holger or Holger?
I think it's Holger.
I say Holger. Holger is what I hear in my head.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that's what you're going to say. I've always said it Holger in my head, but we'll go with Holger. Holger's hungry, if you can believe that.
Hungry Holger.
He has a letter stating that he was at the Small Springs gathering apples and he was accosted by some kind of a giant snail. And he's looking for somebody to go chase off the snail so he can get back to his apple collecting.
He doesn't want to eat the snail. I figure it might be a nice little
Escargot.
garlic and
Yeah.
butter.
Yeah, apparently not. Maybe he
Oh.
tried. He doesn't specify.
I mean, I guess we'll
Okay.
add it to the to-do list because we kind of got something else on the agenda right now. But
Yeah, there's not a date on that one that has to be happened, but it's just something to keep in mind.
Right on the whiteboard. Let's get it up there.
yeah, can we send him like a few apples in the meantime?
I think you have a lot of carrots. I don't know if you've got apples on you at the moment, but
I bought snacks. I never specified what they were.
this is true. If you'd like to send some dry apple crisps, you can do that.
Yeah, send
That
him.
sounds good.
Send him a couple. Like, I don't know, some enough for a snack.
To hold him over until we get to it.
Yeah, just like a apple crisps and like we will let you know.
Bag of carrots.
Yeah, we'll send him a little snack basket.
Yeah, snack pack.
All right, fantastic. I like it. Okay, is there anything else?
No, I think I'm good. I'm gonna pet my dog. I spent some time petting the dog.
Okay.
I'm gonna play with my little ball.
Spend some time petting the dog.
I have a ball in the cup that plays a short, victorious jingle when the ball lands in the cup. I don't know what I would roll to achieve that.
You don't. You just do it.
But I have to get the ball in the cup to hear the sound.
Right. It'll probably be just a dexterity check, but you got all day to do it. I mean, the only other thing you have to do is contemplate your life decisions and choices for your level up. Did I pick the right skills? Did I pick the right spells? And so forth.
I did not get the ball in the cup.
No, you didn't do it.
All right. That evening, there is a knock on the door, as expected. And you see Jill and you see Lorne, but there are a couple other people with them who you know from town, but we haven't interacted with yet. Beatrix is there along with Jill. And you also see Cecil has come along as well. And Jill says, sorry for having so many people come. It was going to be just myself and Lorne. I hope we've got enough seating for us all.
We'll make it work.
Oh, yeah. I'll sit on the floor. It's fine.
I'll sit on the table.
Okay. You invite them in. They make do, figuring out where to sit, who's going to stand. Cecil agrees to stand for the moment. There's not enough chairs for him. He lets the ladies and the old man sit down. I might throw it there. And Jill says, all right, I've got a plan. We need to get rid of these kobolds, and this is how we're going to do it. Talk to Beatrix. And Beatrix kind of gives a nice little nervous wave and says, Beatrix can help us out with this. What I think we should do is prepare a cart with corn to take to the kobolds. However, we're going to include something else in this cart. Something of Beatrix's handiwork. Specifically, a large amount of explosives. We'll offer the wagon in, and when the kobolds take the corn, it will go boom, and our kobold problem will be gone. Don't necessarily get to recover any of my corn, but at least I'll be saving on future costs.
The old Trojan
Beatrix,
corn plan. I like it.
Whoa.
Beatrix says that'll work, but I'm not sure that's the best idea. I mean, I didn't make the explosives to hurt people, but for useful things.
Yeah, I mean, this camp is. You might get like a couple of tents with some explosives in one cart, and Agaz is still there, and they got a whole dragon, like the carcass.
And you notice when you mention the dragon, Cecil kind of brightens up a little bit.
Did they not?
We can talk, Lorne.
Did they not brief you on the?
Go ahead.
the situation? Looking at Cecil.
He says, "Oh no, they did. I'm aware. I was talking to Lauren, but go ahead, Lauren." Lauren says, I have a different plan. And I'm sorry this one doesn't particularly benefit everyone, but I'm really interested to see what'll happen when the kobolds make their sacrifice, try to bring this dragon back. Is it really going to be a dragon? Or is it going to be a spectacular failure and they'll be disappointed? It's just, I'm so enticed and so intrigued. I want to know what's going to happen. So that's my plan. Let's give them the corn they want and let's observe and see what happens.
I like you, Lauren. I
But,
like where your head's at.
Okay, see, I also am very curious, but at the same time, I don't really. Kobolds is one thing, but if there's like a whole dragon alive, that's not too far from town. I don't know.
Do you have something against dragons?
The big
Yeah,
one,
I mean-
the big ones that historically have been known to take what
Kakusho could probably talk this dragon down. I'm not worried about the corn dragon. That's not gonna, so I am curious on seeing a corn dragon though. I'm like ready to see that. So if that I'm kind of with Lauren here on this one. I think we should do it. I think we should be agents of chaos and bring the corn.
See, I also want to see what happens, but I don't want to see I don't want to see something happen where the town is in danger from an entire whole dragon. But I do want to know.
I mean, again, we have Kakusho can talk to the dragon. Kakusho,
Kakusho, you got it.
You're very well versed in dragonese there.
Do you feel confident that you could talk down a dragon? Astley eyes Kakusho very closely.
Not really, but I have confidence that I don't think this is going to work. That it's not going to become a dragon. So I can definitely talk down the pile of corn. That I can do.
Cecil chimes in at this point. Specifically, Kakusho says that he doesn't believe anything will happen and say, here. That's my firm belief as well. I don't believe of any of this summoning resurrection mumbo jumbo, but I am very interested in those dragon bones. I'm somewhat of a collector myself. I would love to add them to my collection. And so my proposal is that we go with Lauren's plan. I will pay for the corn myself, Jill, so don't worry. You'll be compensated. And what I want in return is I want the dragon bones for my private collection.
Can I keep like a small bone, like a little one?
How
Maybe
do you?
If there's extras, but I need the whole.
Then you're not going to summon a corn dragon with these. You're just going to put them on private display in your bedroom.
I hope
hang
to
'em from the
summon lots
ceiling?
of tourists buying tickets to come see it. That's what I
see. Okay, yes, you're going to have a museum. That sounds fun. Are you going to be paying our way just to go along and cart this in and risk our lives too? She waggles her eyebrows a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the kobolds are expecting us, but if we bring anyone else, it might be a little troublesome. If you guys want to watch, you're gonna have to take the long way and watch from afar.
That's a fair point. I suppose I will have to include some compensation for you for your services rendered.
All right, sick. Sounds good to me. I like this guy too.
How do you propose getting the bones? Are we supposed to steal it from the kobolds?
I mean, after if their plan doesn't work,
well, when they're yeah.
I mean, maybe we could come up with we could tell them, hey, I think there's some dragon bones out in the desert, something. See if they'll go there.
You want to trick them? They've been worshiping these bones. I don't think we're going to be able to trick. Maybe if nothing happens, they'll be so discouraged and depressed that they just all begin crying and their eyes are blinded with tears, and then we can just take them. But I don't know.
Well, I don't
Or
know
they'll
either,
leave
but
once they're no
Oh,
longer
yeah.
interested.
They may
Is what
leave.
Cecil
Yeah,
suggests.
they
they
may
could leave
want
the
to.
area.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, if it looks like that it doesn't work, we could kind of, I feel like I've probably heard a rumor somewhere that there's some bones out in the desert, but they don't. You summon them with not corn. I don't know.
We could also try to have them turn on the priestess after it doesn't work. We can instill a
Ooh.
riot of some sort and then kind of cart the bones away when they're distracted.
We just need to make sure we get Agos out of there too. They were
Yes.
tinkering with him. I don't know what they were doing, but it didn't look like they knew what they were doing. All right.
Jill says, I don't particularly like that plan. There's no guarantee that it gets rid of the kobolds. You're just hoping that they'll agree or go away. And if they don't, then we still have to deal with them how we've started before. And Cecil, you're out a lot of money. But it is your money. If that's the route you'd like to go, I suppose that's all right. I don't know. Maybe it is safer than blowing them all up, but I would love to see them blasted to smithereens.
Well,
I'm not about, I don't kill for pleasure. It's, if I'm defending myself, but
Is that why you blew up that lobster?
I mean, that's not a sentient creature. That creature was,
that creature was attacking.
That was a very angry crustacean. These are like thinking, feeling, living people. You can't just kill a lot of them because they're stealing your corn.
Yeah, I think there were like some little mini kobolds running around somewhere too. Like, we can't just,
mini kobolds.
Yeah, like little mini
like baby ones. Are you trying to say baby ones?
Koboldettes, yeah.
Hatchlings.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down here.
I'm not about that.
Yeah, we don't really kill for fun in the Firewarriors Adventures Guild. We're adventurers. We're not really murderers. For the most part, unless we're going to be murdered, we don't really.
Yeah, we will attack to defend, but.
So let's
go with Cecil's plan.
We don't destroy everybody. Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, let's bring them the corn and see what happens. And we're probably going to need a bigger wagon than the one we have, though.
All right. Cecil says we can make arrangements for that. Jill, you currently have your wagon that came back. I would be happy to pay for it for use for this delivery. Of course, if something goes wrong and is destroyed, we can, work out a deal to cover the cost of that. Jill just she's not thrilled, but she says, okay, we'll go along with your plan. At least the expenses coming out of your pocket, Cecil. And when this doesn't work, don't say I didn't tell you so. Didn't tell you so. And we may have to come back to my plan. We'll see. Beatrix seems both relieved and disappointed at the same time that she won't be making giant explosives for Big Boom. And Lauren's excited to see what's going to happen, and Cecil's excited to see what happens. They both express interest in accompanying you, although they think it's best if they keep a safe distance back as opposed to being with you when you make the exchange.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are going to have to go, take a hike and stay out of sight, and kind of probably watch from like above somehow, because they don't know you.
Well, you could introduce us, Cecil says.
Yeah, but then you'd have to be prisoners, probably.
Yeah, when we go, we're Spectre and I were prisoners when we were there. I mean, it wasn't that deep, but we're also small and not as intimidating as humans in terms of size. Mm-hmm. I mean, we could try, but I don't know.
Okay. Lorne says, "Oh, I have no problem being a prisoner. That doesn't bother me at all." Cecil's kind of like, I'm not so fond of that. Now, if
we tied our own hands with our own rope,
turns
and
out-
Kakusho held our weapons.
But that's nice. I think I'd do better to hang back and watch, and then after their thing fails, the sacrifice fails. If we still need to negotiate with them, then maybe you can introduce me, and we'll work something out at that point.
Okay.
All right, word.
Yeah, that works.
I mean, if you're chicken, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
You know, Kakusho's going to bring an extra bag for our stuff this time, I think. You know, I would
Extra
assume.
bag, okay.
Yeah, just an extra little loopies for the daggers and whatnot.
Make it easier to carry.
For the holding of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Cecil asked Jill, how long is it going to take to gather up enough corn to load these wagons again? And Jill says it's going to be about a week to get that much corn coming in. So Cecil says, well, I guess we have a week before our plan kicks off then.
A week?
That's,
Why is it going to take a week? You got fields of corn.
It takes some time to grow and harvest and bring in. That's just
I mean,
just the
what
nature
if
of it.
how much
That
do you
took like
have
23 minutes.
how much do you have ready to be harvested? It just needs harvesting.
Yeah, like the
Cecil's like,
kobolds.
I'm not growing it. And Jill's like, I'm not growing it either. I'm just collecting it from all of the farmers. We are bringing it in as fast as we can.
Oh, so it's just like this is like a logistics thing. A week's fine. I think a week is fine. We can wait a week.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, do you think you have enough for like the amount that we brought them before, like a small cart, so that we can go tell them, like, hey, more is coming in this amount of time. Hold your horses.
Yeah, I mean,
If you wanted to take a smaller cart beforehand to talk to them,
I think a week
could
is
certainly be arranged. Yeah,
a week's not too
that
long.
you can have tomorrow.
Yeah, that I mean, you know,
I think they can wait a week.
I mean, you're the one that really talked to them. To me, they seem really itching to get all the corn. I don't know how patient they are.
Well, yeah,
You
I
talk
guess
to
we
them.
could.
You talk to them
We could
though.
go reassure them, but I don't think they're going to come and attack us or anything in a week. So probably
That's
should be
true.
okay.
If you think we'll be good.
Okay. So we're not going to take the cart. We're just going to wait the week and then go with the entire shipment. Is the plan?
Yeah, why not?
And if they
Let's
attack the
bring it
town,
all.
if they start attacking the town, we'll blame Kokusho.
I have faith. They can wait. They're they got plenty of stuff to do with Agaz and a lot of bacon. They'll be fine.
They do have bacon. All right. So with that decision made, you guys have a week before the cart's going to be loaded up and ready to go again to take them off to give to the kobolds as an offering and see what happens with their sacrifice and attempts to resurrect their god.
Before our guests leave, can I ask Lauren to go check on Kevin?
Yes, if you like, I can.
I mean, I don't need to know the
he's back.
result. Just, you know, he seemed like he seemed pretty.
He needs some counseling.
Yeah, he needs to talk to somebody, but not us.
It sounded to me like he was getting an earful from his wife the last time I walked by his residence.
So he's got somebody. Okay, he's got somebody to talk to.
Or listen to, as the case may be. Yes.
Okay. All is well.
Before Cecil leaves, can we ask him to look at the journal that we had Lauren look at before?
Oh, the pirate journal.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Maybe
What specifically did you want to get out of him from that?
Oh, just if he has anything more to add, maybe he's collected something similar and might know where it would be from, like in a specific area around the town.
Okay, he looks at it.
The monkey door.
Right, with the monkey door.
Monkey door.
I don't remember what it was translated to.
Lauren
It was
kind of
feed the monkey or something.
feed the monkey. Yeah.
Feed the monkey, yeah.
Lauren kind of points out to Cecil, who's like, "You've probably seen these runes. You have a few pieces in your collection with similar writings." And Cecil says, "That I do." He says, "Interesting. Are you looking at selling this book? I don't know the book itself is worth something, but if you found this door, we could send an excavation crew maybe to retrieve the whole thing. That might be worth something."
Well, no. See,
where do you
trying to
think the door is?
Yeah, we're trying to locate it as a favor, as a favor to somebody.
I see. It says, "I unfortunately do not know. I didn't know of its existence until you showed it to me now. And I can't say that I've seen anything quite like this to say, other than it's likely it's somewhere here in the farmlands. And now that I've seen it, I'm definitely very interested."
We'll let you know if we figure it out.
If we find it, we'll let you know.
I mean, if we do find it and we happen to stumble upon it, what do you feed the? Is there like a rune banana or something? Like, do you know? You got one of them in your collection?
He just looks at you like, "What kind of question is that?"
A rune banana.
Rune banana.
It said, Lauren said it said feed the monkey, and it's a monkey on the door, and it's all the rune stones. So I assume it's like a rune monkey. I don't know.
Maybe it was just made by the same people who created the rune stones that used to live here a long time ago. We are finding more and more artifacts as time goes on, and people are digging things up. And I think that's all I'm going to say about that. I'll just say, yes, we're finding more and more as time goes on.
Okay.
Cecil, where is if you just had to go somewhere to look for this, where would you go first?
My best guess would be to look places that are places where civilization would be. I mean, obviously, the farmlands we have developed here, most civilizations are going to need a source of water, or access to trade routes, or access to resources. So, where else would they likely be at?
It's a lot of places.
I see a roll.
I don't know how helpful that is, but
thanks,
I'm not
Cecil.
seeing what that roll is for. I'm seeing a dexterity roll from.
Go to places where there is water and people.
Yeah, can I do a? Can I?
Basically described pretty much anywhere on the map.
Can I do a history check on that with my artificer's lore?
Absolutely.
Places related to magic items and stuff. Oh god. I don't know how to add double my proficiency.
We can do math in our head.
I think it's just an extra.
So the base roll was a 10, and you're adding, was history one of your skills that you're proficient in or not?
It's not checked. So my intelligence is a 3. Okay. So do I add a 3?
Yep. So you had 3 and then half of your proficiency bonus, which it did. So you rolled a 10, you get half your proficiency bonus, which is 1 plus 3 from your intelligence. That gives you a 14.
Oh. But it's normally just a +4. But it says I get twice the proficiency instead of any you would normally apply.
Oh, for Artificer's Lore?
Yeah, because it's history check related to magic items.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So instead of the +1, that would be +4 to it. which would make that a 17 as the end result instead of 14.
Cool. Thank you. That's what I thought.
All right. So thinking about that, where magic items might potentially come from related to what you've heard from Cecil, he would look in places where there were potential places where civilization would be in the past, even though they're wiped out now. And the other piece of information that you have is you know that it is somewhere near where the Puffer Gang pirates had been hanging out. And you are able to kind of surmise that there might be a good place to look around the cliffs and the caves that are near Lake Tempest. You've kind of been by there before, but you never really explored them out. But there's an area there that would have been perfect for a city that had access to Lake Tempest to get out on the sea, have its water, and still have a good lookout and view of everywhere else in the area.
Noted. Thanks, Cecil. Been real helpful.
All right. He says, you're welcome. Again, if you do find this and would like to let me know, I can certainly provide you a finder's fee.
Will do.
Sounds good. Yeah.
And we'll figure out what it would take, I guess, to retrieve that once assuming we do find where it is. Well, good luck to you. You know where to find me.
Thanks, my dude.
Thanks.
All right. Cecil leaves. Lauren leaves. Jill and Beatrix leave. All in various moods, depending on how much you've agreed with their plans. In this case, Lauren and Cecil are thrilled. Beatrix is content, and Jill's not happy, but content enough for now. So that leads back to the previous statement. We've got a week before this expedition is going to go off with the corn offering to the Kobolds up at Mount Bannon. What would the adventurers of the Firewares Guild like to do during this time?
Ashley
I think we should go look for this thing.
Ashley relays information. I think I know where it probably could be.
All right. Yeah, I'm curious to go poke around and look for this while we wait.
Yeah, we can deal with the snail when we come back.
Yeah, good plan.
We'll just need to get some. I'm sure we've got some salt. But
just a large amount of salt.
But, this dude's been missing for a while, and Cecil seemed to be drooling over this drawing, and sounds like he has a lot of money, and also, Puffer Gang guy. Yeah, it was kind of awkward when we saw him, and hadn't even looked at his journal in a while. I felt awkward.
So where do you think we should go?
We should probably head up towards Lake Tempest, like just a little bit past it. There's some caves up that way, I think.
Yeah, you do hear rumors of caves in those cliffs near Lake Tempest that really haven't been explored, but they are there.
All right, I'm down.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go feed the monkey.
Let's go discover the rune banana.
Okay. Anything special you want to pack or bring along for this expedition?
I'm going to ride my dog. I'm going to get on that dog and ride.
Ashley would also like to ride on a steed. So of somebody else's steed.
Kakusha first checks he still has some torches in his bag, and he does, so I think he's ready to go. Yeah. And rides a steed as well, but a horse.
Ashley hops on the dog if the dog can support the weight of both of us.
The dog should be able to, I thought. I think it holds up to.
Yeah, I mean, we're both small.
It was like 180 pounds or something ridiculous, so figure the two of these small creatures could probably ride on it.
As long as the dog is properly motivated, I think it should be fine.
Oh yeah, the dog's motivated.
Piece of bacon.
I switched the dog to a giant schnauzer instead of a mastiff because they're of a similar size, and I just like schnauzers in general more than mastiffs. So it's a black giant schnauzer. It's very cool.
See now, if Ashley bought one, then you could dual wield schnauzers.
I could do that's what I was doing in real life. I was doing that for the whole last week.
Wait,
I'm
so
glad you read my Twitter, Belligan.
how much did the steed cost? I don't recall.
It wasn't a lot. My dog was not very expensive. I don't remember it being like
Was it
more
like
than
silver
like-
or was it gold?
yeah, it was silver.
It's silver. It's in the noise. You guys have any reserves? Yeah.
I guess I'll get a. Yeah, I guess I'll go run up to the steed store and get a steed. Get a dog.
You're gonna get yourself a doggy.
A dog to be determined because I have to pull up a list. Ashley will also have a dog.
Hooray! We all have mounts.
And we're off, headed up towards the northwest side of Lake Tempest, where the cliffs and the systems of caves are. Traveling there is quite a bit quicker on your steeds than it was traveling prior in the steam wagon, hauling all of the corn. It really takes you guys about a day to get up there. Riding your I don't know if they're brave or not, but your steeds, the dogs and the horse. Yeah, they
Brave enough.
Additional benefit, they alert you to any coming by travelers, noticing them probably even before you do. And they also save you from having to put any kind of watch out when you're camping, because dogs are pretty good at noticing anything going on. Why they sleep, for the most part.
Smell and sight and not sight, but hearing. Both.
Hearing.
Very, very good. Sight not so good, but
They will bark at things that might not even be there.
Yep.
Okay. You reach the cliffs, the edge of the cliffs that overlook Lake Tempest and some of the other lands. And they are rather steep. They can be navigated. You can also kind of get on top of them with a much gentler slope from the west side of kind of these hills and cliffs before they drop off. There's a fair amount of growth with trees and vines and shrubs all around these cliffs. And you've heard rumors of where there's caves, but there's not really any trails that lead to any of them specifically. So how would you like to go about trying to locate either where the store is or where the caves are, or whatever your plan is?
Can we
look for beaten down, like a beaten down path of any kind anywhere near in this brush?
Yeah, the road kind of goes past these cliffs. It doesn't really go anywhere specific onto them. It heads up north towards where the Highland Hills and Cane Pole Ridge are. So where the road kind of continues on. There's not really any beaten down paths in the area that you can see just with the quick visual inspection.
Okay.
Kakusha would like to use the spyglass, which he has now mastered of which way to look at it.
Okay.
And would like to look around, see if there's any like small cave entrances or something that we can kind of see through the zooming in.
Sounds like a plan. So that's going to be a perception check.
A 17. Kakusho has mastered the spyglass after looking in the wrong direction initially.
Proficient in spyglass.
Yes.
He read the instructions this time.
They do help. Kakusho takes the spyglass out. It's kind of looking over these cliffs. And you do notice along the face of this cliff, kind of overlooking Lake Tempest, there's a couple spots where it looks like there's landings and there's growth kind of growing over the rocks that are there, such that they could potentially be hiding an entrance into something behind these vines that are covering kind of where these outcrops are. There's two of them. There's one that's a little bit lower and one that's a little bit higher up. And you'd have to be a little bit careful climbing up to them, but it's a possibility of something you could do. It doesn't look like going from the top down would be easier. You've got ropes you could rappel down, as opposed to trying to climb up, but you could try to reach them either way. Like, and there's one that's a little bit lower on the cliff face and one that's a little bit higher.
Okay. Yeah, Kakusho sees these and then hands the spyglass to Spectre and has her look at it. What do you think about those?
Yeah, that looks pretty all right. You think we can get over there?
I think so.
How far away is that from where we are?
Close enough to see with the spyglass, far enough away that you can't see it without it. I mean, you can see the cliff face, but as far as picking out specific spots where something could be, you're not able to pick that out without the spyglass. However far that is, I don't know exactly.
More than 30 feet?
Yes.
More than 30.
Ashley directs this mount to go 30 feet from all of that and cast Mage Hand. They kind of try to like.
Okay, yeah. I mean, as far as how high up and over where these are, so where the cliffs kind of start, your dog and horse aren't going to be able to climb up there. The first one is up high enough that Mage Hand isn't going to quite reach it from where you're at on the ground. If you go to kind of the base of the cliffs, and it's maybe 60 or 70 feet up. The other one looks like it's probably twice that high up.
Oh, so they're like holes in the wall.
Could be holes there. It's areas that are covered with vegetation where there could be something you can't see. The rest of it is mostly just rock cliff faces.
Okay.
Well, we could try to go above it and maybe look down. It's probably going to be easy. It's probably going to be easier than climbing up to it, I would think.
Yeah, I don't climb so good. So why don't we do that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So you circle back around and go to the top of the cliffs, and you can kind of get to the edge of them, and you look down, and you're up fairly high here, a couple hundred feet from Lake Tempest, and it's a pretty view. You can see all the way off in the distance Mount Bannon to the west. You can see Highland Hills and Cane Pole Ridge, and just to the south a ways, you can see the town of Red Brook, where you had traveled from earlier. There are trees and vegetation here, so you've got plenty of things you could anchor to with your ropes. And if you'd like to, you're just trying to, are you going to go ahead and try to rappel down, or are you just looking down to see if you see anything different?
Ashley's just going to look for now.
I'll rappel down if I.
Ashley's going to look for Ashley's looking for an entrance.
Kakusho passes the spyglass to Ashley. Does that help at all?
I don't know. Is it perception or investigation?
It would be perception in this case.
That's a natural 20 on both rolls.
Holy crap. That's a really good roll.
Guys, I found it. Can I? That was
Ashley does some fancy spyglass flips and tricks with it.
Right? What the heck was that? Double 20s?
Right.
That was a. Can I get a prize?
I know you wasted on a perception check. Nice.
But did I find it?
All right. So looking down the two places that were being observed from before, you see the one that's higher up, and you can actually see through the vegetation from the angle up here enough to see there's really not anything behind it. The lower one, it just looks like it's dark behind the vegetation. There's definitely something there.
Can I cast prestidigitation on a rock or something to make it glow and kind of try to drop it down there?
Well, you don't need to make it glow to do that. It's daylight.
Well,
outside.
Yeah, but if it looks like it's dark behind it.
Right. So you're looking down at it and you can see behind the vegetation. So that would be where it goes dark is kind of under your feet, per se. So, and yeah, you can do that and you can toss it down there. You're just going to lose view of the rock if it goes anywhere other than down.
Okay. Guys, I found it.
Sure did.
The double 20.
Getting down to this ledge is not without some risk. Using the ropes, you can try to rappel down. To do so, we are going to have you make athletics checks. You will do so with advantage thanks to the rope, though.
Sweet.
Astley asks Spectre to anchor the rope, please. That is
You
not
got
my
it.
thing.
You could tie it to one of the trees or something here.
Yeah.
I don't tie knots good.
Okay.
I don't think.
Spectre ties all of the knots very, very nicely for everybody.
All right.
So you said we're making a athletics check
It's athletics and not acrobatics.
Athletics.
and not
It's
acrobatics.
athletics. It
Okay.
is athletics, but it is with advantage.
All right, here goes. I'll take it. 21.
Oh God.
I'll also take a 21, but
Well,
with bonus.
Augie got a 20.
got a natural 20 with advantage.
We all did very,
natural.
very well.
I got it. The natural. Astley's
From
having
up
a good
above,
time.
2 dogs and a horse watch as their crazy riders tie a bunch of ropes together and rappel down this cliff face as if they do this for leisure activities.
Astley has
With
never done
incredible
this
skill you're able
before.
to do. And no one would know. Clearly look like pros. All right. Rappelling down, you get to this lower ledge. It might have been easier to climb up to it, go in the opposite direction, but something if you want to try and feature for now. You're here, you've got your ropes, you leave them tied up so you can climb back up to get out. And you get down this ledge, then you see the growth here, it's overcovered with vines. And as you pull them apart, as you saw with the spyglass, it is the entrance to a cave behind these vines.
We did it.
Hooray!
Woo. Kakusha will pull out a torch and light the torch.
Yeah, is it? I'm assuming it's dark.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cave.
I mean, I have dark vision.
It doesn't have interior lighting in the cave.
These might.
There's not a light switch.
No.
Okay. Entering the cave. You didn't come here to back out now. You do have light that's creeping in from the outside, but as the cave descends in, that quickly dies off. The cave itself looks like it's probably natural. You do see some stalagmites and stalactites that have been created from dripping water. And you hear some water dripping as the cave goes into these cliffs, and it's descending. It's headed downwards a ways. There's not really any branches. You really kind of only got one way to go through this passage as it descends and then turns abruptly to the north. And you spot, after you make this corner, what you saw drawn in the book. The passageway ends, and at the end of it, where the wall is, there is an archway that looks like it's been kind of built into the wall. And it has a door with the carving of a monkey on the door.
Are there any like footprints that aren't ours, like on the ground?
I'm having to make a survival check.
The 23.
23.
Jeez, your roll is so high right now, Augie. What's going on?
Got Snoop Dogg rolling for.
Right.
It's pretty high.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Not that high, but
Very surprised.
like I got 23.
There. Yeah. So, Ashley, looking at the ground, you do notice it looks like some of the rocks and rubble have been disturbed. Somebody has walked here. You're not sure how long ago or how recent, just because there's not a lot of settling in the dust. It's not like it's outside where the weather's hitting it at this point. But someone else has been here.
What about like near the door? Like where did they go? Where did the footprints go?
Yeah, it's not like pure footprints you can see, but you do see marks that came up to the door, and they kind of look like they've walked around in the area and then probably gone back. You can't say that it looks like they've gone through the door.
Well, what do we feed this monkey?
So it's a stone monkey. Are there any slots in it? Because I mean, obviously, it probably looks a little bit different than the drawing because it's a drawing.
It does look much more lifelike than the drawing. The head looks like it's about the size of a human head as far as the ape, but it's carved right into the stone itself.
Are there any like holes or slots?
There's not a door handle. There's not like any slots or anything like that. No.
So how do we feed the monkey if there's nowhere to feed him?
What do we feed the monkey? I go up to the monkey and I put like a carrot like in its lips.
Okay. Let me have you roll an investigation check.
Oh, okay. I will do that. I always roll very high investigations. I know. Oh, 15. That's not too bad.
All right. So you go up to the stone face with a carrot in hand and are kind of prodding around. And the first thing you notice is that the eyes of this monkey seem to be following you. Even though they're stone, they don't have coloration on it. They just seem like they're focusing on you.
I don't like that.
And you take the carrot and you kind of poke it on its lips.
Mm-hmm.
You do that. You kind of push the carrot on the lips. And what you hear is a sound.
Oh.
And this face jumps to life and says, "What kind of garbage are you trying to give me here?"
Spectre like jumps like 40 feet in the air and is very scared by this talking stone monkey.
What do you... Ashley yells, "What do you want? What you in the mood for?"
"I want to be left alone. Nothing. Sleep. Trying to snooze here."
Ashley pulls out the journal and like opens it and like shows the page to the monkey stone.
"Well, that's a terrible drawing. What kind of kindergartner drew that?"
I don't know. This guy that went missing. I don't know where he went, but now we're here. What's behind your door? How do you open? What do you want?
I don't know what's behind me. I only ever look this direction.
Well,
okay.
what if you let us
have
in?
Have you seen a man?
Wait, one question at a time, please.
Okay. You go first there, Ashley. Go ahead.
Well, what if you let us through and then we can tell you what's on the other side?
Okay. Go ahead. Go through.
You gotta let us through, though.
What makes you think I can do anything? I'm just a face.
We gotta feed this monkey. Are you hungry? What are you hungry for? What are you jonesing for right now?
Do I look like I have a stomach? I'm made out of stone. Come on.
What do you consume things ever? Because the writing above this says "feed the monkey." That's
I
what
can't see that. I don't know what's there.
Well, that's why I showed you the picture. It may not be up to date, but it says above you there is a sign that says to feed you.
That sounds interesting, I guess. But
this
clearly, I don't have a stomach.
Spectre pulls a lobster roll out of her bag and like walks up and puts it near his mouth.
So that smells fishy. What is that?
It's a lobster roll.
Is this past its expiration date?
Maybe by a little bit, but you're made of stone. So what does that mean to you?
Well, not much. I mean, I can't exactly eat it.
She just shoves it directly into his mouth.
And there's not really an opening on his mouth. I mean, when he opens his lips, it's just stone. So you're just smashing it like smashing it through a rock.
Yes, I'm just smashing it into the rock. Yeah.
So the door behind you. What are you?
Apparently, I'm a face on, as you told me, a door.
Okay, so have you talked to anybody before ever in history?
Maybe.
Would you like to share? Because I feel like you don't get company very often.
Most people that come in here are idiots that do the same that you do and shove food in my face, and then they leave.
Well, I don't really. Can I do like an investigation check on like any sort of anything on this door that would give us any sort of any way to feed him?
Sure.
It's a 13.
I'm wondering if the feeding was just to get him to start talking.
Yeah. So looking around, you can clearly see it's a door. It's made out of stone. There's definitely something behind it. You can hear, like, if you knock on it, it's hollow behind. But there's not any kind of handle. There's not any slots to stick anything. You can't physically put anything in the monkey's mouth, which leads you to believe that feeding probably isn't literal in this case. It probably means something else.
Do you want to know? Do you like to learn about the world?
What for? I can't go anywhere.
I don't know.
I'm just happy sitting here in the dark, enjoying my peace until people shove crap in my face.
What is your desire? What can we help fulfill?
Look, I'm just looking for peace and quiet. You're taking that from me right now.
So if you open the door for us, then we'll go away, and then there'll be peace and quiet.
Do I look like I got arms or legs to push?
Well, sometimes it's not always the strength that can open doors.
I mean, your face is in a door.
You are the door.
Yeah. So
when you a door, okay, I'm a door.
You're a door.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Open sesame.
Okay, sure. I open sesame. No. You're gonna sit here and say stuff at me all day.
Maybe. Will that make you open?
I wish if I could open to make you shut up. I'd do it.
Can we take this monkey with us?
Can I cast Mage Hand to try to get the door open?
You can. Mage Hand has about 10 pounds of force it can exert, so it's not any more than probably significantly less than Ashley could just do by manually trying to push it.
Well, it said to unlock a door. I didn't know. There's no lock.
There's not a lock. Yeah.
What about gold? Kakusho pulls out a gold coin and tries shoving that in the mouth.
Ashley
first he's looking at it, oh, that's shiny, and then it just bangs off his lips. It's like, yep, another stupid idea.
Ashley will now be blocking things from touching the monkey's mouth.
All right. With that, we have a dilemma. I think what we will do is wrap this one up and let you guys brainstorm on what this could possibly be.
How to get into the monkey's mouth.
What is it the monkey wants? Short of coming back with an excavation crew to dig out the door. Apparently Cecil wants to do. But there you go. With that, we'll wrap this one up. Let's get a sign off.
Bye. I had good rolls.